Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is Why Caught Alive. So, y'all, last night's Messy Mondays with Carlos King, his panelists Dustin Ross and Jazz, and he also had Willie on, and then Aikisha ambushed the live at some point. Y'all, it was super messy. And if you caught it or if you didn't, I have some thoughts. And we're about to get into it. But before we do, please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd, subscribe if you have not done so as yet, follow me on Instagram and Twitter now called X at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. This video may contain copyrighted material. The use of such material is for criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research, and falls under fair use provisions of Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976.
People joining the lives. I just saw over the weekend where Martel Holt, of Love and Marriage Huntsville fame, and Arionne Curry, who is the mother to his youngest child, they had a young lady on their live who looked like she was in the witness protection program. And she looked like she was in disguise. Okay, an angel in disguise. She was sitting up there in that white room. Okay, Jasmine, I don't know if you saw it. It was not a set. It was a white room. Now, I know they sell spec homes down there in Huntsville. I know Martel then finally got his paperwork submitted, at least for the licensing he needs.
For the builder license?
To be in a home that would have an empty room like that, where they could set up those stools and those microphones and get it popping like that. So I watched that, and I don't know if y'all had the same takeaway. I'm assuming you both watched, Jasmine. The way you got your eye on shit, I know you saw it. And I just feel like I'm clear now, right? I feel like I'm clear now. I understand that Martel is right where he belongs with Arionne. They have so much chemistry. Mm-hmm. They both were in the bowels of the internet together the other night, introducing us to some woman who was miscellaneous and anonymous, and they were making fun of her in the screen caps that they used to promote the interview, body shaming her and shit, saying Marceau has a type. And she was sitting up there brambling and sputtering and coming up with things. And I just was really, I don't even know if we're supposed to be talking about this shit tonight. You know what I mean? Because we try to stay away from things.
It don't even matter.
It's your show.
I just feel like, damn, you know what I mean? Now, if never before, I know that Martel Holt and Arionne Curry are a match made in heaven. They are made for each other. The way that they were in sync and in step down there doing that interview together, I have just, my eyes are open and I'm clear now. And I just thought it was funny to me, of all the things we've been watching Martel on TV. Let's take Arionne out of it, because honestly, she's not on the show. To me, it's unfair to discuss her in that context, right? Focusing on Martel, who's a cast member. Of all the things, we've been watching him on TV for many, many years, and we watched Melody depart that marriage and thrive, skyrocket into solo success, so much so she changed her name and married her goddamn self on television, okay? We saw that. We haven't seen any movement with Martel. And I just thought it was telling that of all the things that he could apply himself to, of all the things for him to make an effort for, of all the times for him to show up with something to say, this the conversation you want to have? This is how you introduce Arionne and y'all's coupling to the world through this National Enquirer's Sun magazine ass, gossip rag ass interview shit that you all did. I thought it was telling, So I just want to kind of open with that and get that out the way so we can move on to what's on the show, what's on the television, because that was on the internet.
And how I see it, y'all, Dustin Ross is absolutely right. Martel and Arionne are a perfect match because both of them are low vibrational. Both of them are low budget. Neither of them have any ambition to be any greater than what they are right now. Arionne was so giddy to be doing an interview side by side with her man, not even realizing that he constantly uses her to poke at people. And he never presents her in a way that makes you look at her as somebody who is more than his mistress or more than just his baby mama. Y'all could have been coming out with a book talking about, life of a side piece or something. or the ups and downs of dating a married man. I don't know. But something that is less reprehensible than the deplorable interview that was premiered on Saturday night. So I give it to Justin for calling it like he saw it.
Yeah. Jasmine, would you like?
Listen, I saw it. Carlos got a DM for me when the clip came out. I messaged him. I said, "Now what in the fuck?" Because I was just taken aback. I was so confused. I didn't know he had popped out with Arionne. I was shocked to see them together. But to your point, Dustin, they were in sync. Like it was a choreographed dance with all of the scripting and everything. And I'm glad that he finally did get his builder's license and can record in a spec home and get a miscellaneous person to come in and claim that they were having an affair. With his castmate. I don't know, Carlos. You give us the realty because we need to know what's real and what's fake. Who's telling you who's fake?
Have you seen that woman before, Carlos? Who was she?
Now, they ain't never seen that. No one's ever seen that woman.
Where did they get her from? And where is she going back to? That's what I would like to know. She looked like was she in a grunge? Is she an emo? She had that thick, dark hair, that straight, like blown out, like you curly while it was wet, right? It was like that. And she was sitting up there, tonight. She looked like she was going to be emo. 31. You know what I'm saying? I just never seen nothing like that. They were trying to convince us that is what happened. It did not work. I don't believe for one second anything I saw on the screen. And I honestly wish that they could find their way back to some sort of dignified, cordial state of being, because that was beneath everybody that watched that show. I'm not going to say it was beneath Martel. That's right, level set for them. But for us, that watched the show that come to the finally that was way down. That was down, baby. That was way down below. Where we had to, you know what I'm saying? I just disappointed, not surprised. That's all I say. And I'm you know what I'm saying?
I need Carlos to find me. You said everything I could say. I have no other words for it. She was very random. It was so out there. It was so shocking. That's why Carlos got the message from me. Like, what is really going on? Where it's the holiday season. Things like this should not be happening. But to your point, like I said, when it comes to those two, maybe that is what should be happening. But Carlos, you really have to give us the tea. Like, we need the backstory. We need the real. Where did this woman come from?
Who was
the people need to know. We have a right to know. Journalist Jazz is on the case. The people need to know. We have a right to know. Okay. Who was she?
Like them. She looked just like them. The cast members on. Y'all ever watch Love After Lockup? She looked just like them women on Love After Lockup. She looked just like one of them. Nothing wrong with her, but she looked just like the women on Love After Lockup. I want to know who,
That's it. Look, Jasmine knows this being executive producer, and obviously Justin knows this as well. So we are in production right now for a new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So anything happens in the current season, I don't talk about it. A lot of people respect my job, and I make sure not to go against what I get hired to do. So I wait until I sit in the reunion chair for 6. So we do have a reunion coming up for the current season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And there's a lot of things that happen in this whole year in Huntsville. I know people are like, are you talking about it? Why are you not talking about it? It's because I obey the obligation that is within my job. So it will be, you know what I'm saying? So listen, you two are allowed to talk about anything you want to. I do not want to get a phone call or email. Let's clear it up. We got Carlos's mouthpieces. We're sharing our opinions. We weren't prompted to discuss anything or share anything, because people can run with that when we say things. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to clear that up. Nobody told us to say nothing. Listen, people are in here to make sure that before Christmas Day, they get to run up on YouTube and use my picture as a thumbnail and make money. I'm mad at, honey. Listen, call me Santa, honey. I'm coming down the chimney on a YouTube channel. Make sure y'all get fed. So listen, obviously, people know that I don't make y'all say anything. Just like people like to say Funky Dineva's on my payroll, and Funky Dineva was Funky Dineva before y'all even knew who Carlos King was. And if that was the case, I would have Funky Dineva talk about Bell Collector or Family Empire Houston. Why would I pay him to talk about a show that's number one? It makes no sense. But I know it drives traffic. So with that being said, stay tuned for a whole new season of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Congratulations.
Jasmine, you like that, right? Listen, Jasmine's an EP, so Jasmine knows exactly what time it is.
That's why I didn't press you anymore. I'm like, okay, when you mentioned we don't want to affect your bills. Okay.
So Carlos confirmed that Love and Marriage Huntsville was indeed picked up for, I guess we're on season 9, season 10. I have no idea what number, but they've been picked up for a new season. But what was interesting to me is that as he talks about them being in production for the new season, it almost seemed like, within the context of what they were discussing, it almost seems like he was also kind of confirming that we are going to see Coleslaw on the new season, and maybe not as a full-time cast member or any of that, but because this interview was in the public domain, then maybe we will see her on the show in regards to them showing clips of this interview that her and Martel did with this random girl who is supposedly Marceau's once upon a time side piece, mistress, whatever she's supposed to be. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Arionne is going to finally get her moment to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville? And if that is the case, do you feel like Melody Cherie is going to stick around for that BS? Because personally, how I see it, y'all, I don't think that Arionne is going to be on the show. And if she is going to be a part of the show for this season, I don't see Melody staying on as a cast member. And if Melody goes, then majority of the viewership is going to go. Now, mark you, people will tune in maybe for the first scene or two that has Arionne in it. But after that, yeah, the show is going to literally be in the trash can and it's going to be canceled. And that's how I see it. And I appreciated Dustin and Jazz just jumping right into it and get into the meat of the matter right at the top of them joining the panel, because I feel like if it was somebody else on that panel, they would have skated around that interview and they wouldn't have even talked about it. But Dustin was very spot on some of the things that he said to Carlos about Martel and about that interview. And I was happy that it was addressed in some kind of way. And also, y'all, on the other hand, I feel like Carlos King has this habit of whenever he's asked a question about any of his shows, any of his cast members, specifically Love and Marriage Huntsville, he has this habit of saying, oh, we're in production. I am not going to compromise the integrity of my show to speak on anything that might happen on the show. And I always feel like that is a cop-out, because this interview that Coleslaw and Martel did, it has nothing to do with the show in and of itself. This is something that happened outside of the show. So sharing his personal thoughts, and I'm speaking about Carlos King, how I see it, y'all. Carlos King sharing his personal thoughts, opinions on the interview, I don't feel would jeopardize or compromise the integrity of the current season that they are producing. But that could be just me. Drop down in the comment section below and let me know how you see things too. So y'all, thank you for tuning in. Remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Until my next video, I'm sure I'll catch y'all in these YouTube streets. So walk good. Bye.